What's up, cybersecurity warriors? In this IdentityForce review, I'm going to show you how TransUnion's identity theft protection service stacks up in terms of its monitoring, what it has to offer for threat resolution, and of course, how it compares to other options on price. I think IdentityForce can be a great solution for monitoring your digital footprint, and of course, it's backed by the well known TransUnion brand, so I'm sure there's quite a bit of trust imbued there. That said, I do think these days that most people are going to be best off with Aura. It's a more comprehensive solution for dark web monitoring, credit monitoring, basically an all in one shop that's very thorough for monitoring your personal information online. But that doesn't mean that IdentityForce doesn't have a lot to offer. So let's dig into that in a bit more detail here. And if you do choose IdentityForce, make sure to check my links in the description below this video. If I have any discounts, those links will automatically apply them should you choose to sign up. And I'll leave my link for Aura there too in case you want some more information on that. But for now, let's dive into the dashboard of IdentityForce. So when you log into IdentityForce, this is what you see here. And you can see right here, this is an overview of their services. There's identity scans, financial scans, social media scans going on. And basically how it works is that you hop into your identity vault here. And in this section, you can add all of your monitored info. You can add your full names there by default and your email address, and you can add several email addresses. I'm not sure if there's actually a cap to that, which is nice. It also monitors your phone number, your date of birth, social security number, your home address, and you can also add in additional information such as your driver's license, your passport, your medical insurance cards, your mother's maiden name, and up to 10 credit or debit cards and up to 10 bank account numbers. What it does is it will scan the dark web for any of this information provided in leaks, whether that's from, database leaks or someone's actually obtained the password to your email address and posted that for others to use maliciously, or whatever the case may be. A lot of things that people use this information for, as I'm sure you know. Beyond that, IdentityForce also offers social media monitoring, which is kind of a nice touch. Not all the companies do this. You can link up your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube accounts to make sure that the posts on those accounts aren't considered offensive, whether it might be violent, using profanity, or categorized as cyberbullying or discriminatory, whether that is you using the account or someone else using the account in some sort of takeover. So a nice additional thing that IdentityForce allows you to monitor there. As IdentityForce is scanning the dark web, they will give you these different alerts when they find your personal information available on the dark web. For example, this one here, you could see that my email address was leaked in a breach on the dark web, gives you basically a description of the breach, gives you recommendations what to do. It tells you what information was found. In this case, it was my password and my associated with that email address. And I believe from what I can tell here that it was actually the password to my actual email address itself. So obviously not a very good thing. I have since changed that password. I'm in better shape now. That's what these alerts tend to look like. Issues with that, you can open a case with the support team and they'll help you out and get to the bottom of it. That's what all of these email address monitoring alerts are. They do also give you Smart SSN Tracker. It tells you the names and the addresses that they found associated with your social security number, which I don't believe this is available on the dark web. I think this is, simply from the credit checks. And the whole point of this is if something looks off to you, it is an indication that someone may have stolen your identity, stolen your social security number, and used it for malicious purposes, set up a deed in your name or something along those lines. Everything here looks good to me, but it is a nice little alert to get. And of course, if you are worried about it, you can open a case with IdentityForce here. They also have these sex offender alerts to tell you of any publicly registered sex offenders in your area. And you can see that there are, a few in my area here. So good to know, I'm sure. I think this is information you can get for free anyway, but not a bad thing for IdentityForce to include here. And then most recently, there was another alert here. Looks like, a Twitter breach. I don't believe my password was leaked in this one because it's all starred out, but they still recommend changing it in any case. So when IdentityForce does find instances of your personal information online, they send you these alerts here so you can sort of check it out, see what sort of corrective action you need to take, all of that. There's 22 archived alerts, which are basically means I've already looked at them. And 2 of these are not, dark web alerts. So that means that IdentityForce has found 20 hits of my information online. They have found hits associated with all of the email addresses that I know have leaks. So they're definitely doing a pretty thorough job of monitoring the dark web, when compared to all the 6 identity theft protection services I've used. Definitely no lack of thoroughness here with IdentityForce. So in terms of credit monitoring, they will monitor your credit reports for any sort of changes that come up, and those will be sent in your alerts, but they don't offer in their baseline plan until you get to their most upgraded plan. They don't offer credit scores and reports. anything like that, which is pretty standard amongst identity theft protection services. Most other brands offer at least one bureau credit monitoring at this sort of price tier. And I know with Aura, even at their most basic price tier, you get all three, credit reports, credit scores, updated monthly. So that's a bit of a drawback for IdentityForce here, I would say. In terms of transaction monitoring, I don't have anything set up, but they do offer it. So basically how this works is you can add your financial accounts and it will, sort of set up your financial accounts in their alert system. You can basically set thresholds on your accounts. And if transactions are over a certain limit, you can get a notification here and be alerted to that and then go check out that transaction to see if it's legitimate or potentially fraudulent and, take corrective action as needed. So all in all, in terms of monitoring, my assessment here is that while they do offer very, very thorough dark web monitoring, they're definitely lacking in the credit monitoring department. And while they do offer, transaction monitoring, that's fairly standard and probably one of the least useful features that most of these identity theft protection services offer, because a lot of that you can do right within your bank accounts and your credit cards anyway. In terms of threat resolution, just like most of the identity theft protection services out there, with IdentityForce, you do get $1 million in identity theft protection insurance. They do offer white glove resolution even in their baseline plan, which is nice. Right here in their dashboard, they direct you to the lost wallet assistant. So if you lose your wallet and you need help sort of canceling any cards or really just knowing what to do in a stressful situation like that, they do also have a nice feature for lost wallet assistance where you can sort of preload this system with basically items that you have in your wallet. So should you lose it, you can quite easily come into their system and figure out how to cancel all of these, replace all of these as needed, so on and so forth. So that's nice. They do also have this, basically where this brought me is this secure storage section where you can save any documents that you might want to have stored. I'm not sure I would use this myself, but it is something that they offer. And since I'm here, we might as well mention that they also do have a password manager like many of these identity theft protection services offer. But I digress. Back to the, threat resolution. As I said, they do offer $1 million in identity theft protection service and white glove resolution, and they give you the button to contact them right here. I have found in my experiences with them that IdentityForce's customer support here is really excellent. When I gave them a call most recently, they were on the phone in 38 seconds. So they're like really on top of this. The agent I spoke with was very helpful, gave me tons of information, definitely was knowledgeable on my problems, definitely made me feel like they understood and cared about my concerns and, they were there to help. It wasn't a typical call center experience at all like you get with LifeLock. Definitely a pleasant experience, definitely very helpful. I really get the impression that when that bad day comes, that something's happened, either, you lose your wallet or, something worse than that. Someone gets a hold of your personal information, racks up credit in your name. These guys are here to watch out for you. As I mentioned earlier, their plan provides reimbursement up to $1 million per individual with zero deductible. So if you do have other members on your plan, presumably they do cover $1 million per person. So that covers a lot more than just your lost money. It's also lost wages, out-of-pocket expenses, et cetera, et cetera. So you can check out the full benefits on that there. I would say that IdentityForce is definitely pretty strong in the threat resolution department as well. Let's come over to their pricing page here. And the plan that I'm on is just this basic plan here, the Ultra Secure, for $17.95 per month, or, a little bit cheaper. You get 2 months free if you sign up on a yearly basis. You can see everything that it includes down here. So what that gives you is very thorough dark web monitoring, a VPN, a password manager, social media identity monitoring, which is a nice little thing to have. It does give you, bank account alerts and credit card alerts, those types of things. But what it does not give you is over here this, 3 bureau credit monitoring or even 1 bureau credit monitoring for that report. No scores, no reports, anything along those lines. And you can see the price is just about $18 per month. I don't think they're totally ripping you off here. I think their service that they're offering is a good deal. But if you just compare that to Aura, come over to their pricing here, their individual plan comes in at $15 per month or $12 per month when billed annually. And that's before applying my discount, which does bring this price down quite a bit. You can check out my link in the description to apply that discount. But with Aura, just on their basic plan here at $15 per month, you are getting the same level of identity theft insurance. You're getting excellent dark web monitoring, very comparable to what you're getting with IdentityForce. White glove resolution. You're also getting 3 bureau credits monitoring, the convenience of freezing your credit report with a simple click, credit scores from 3 bureaus, credit reports from from 3 bureaus. Truly an all-inclusive, all-in-one package. What Aura is offering here is really pretty standout, and they definitely offer what IdentityForce is offering down here, plus more, at a more affordable price. So at the end of the day, I would say IdentityForce is a pretty solid product. I think it would, benefit them to offer this credit monitoring at a lower price tier. And while I don't think you can really go wrong with IdentityForce, I do think that for the price you're paying and the quality of service you're getting, most people are going to be better off with Aura. In any case, if you do choose IdentityForce for your identity theft protection service, check out the description of this video to see if I have any links with discounts available. And also make sure to check out my Aura review right here on this channel. You may find that helpful as well. And I also have a video comparing IdentityForce with Aura and some other brands out there as well. So make sure to check those out right here on this channel.